a shadow over Paradise, New Zealand's first brush with avian flu. The world watched with bated breath as New Zealand, a nation renowned for its pristine landscapes and robust agricultural sector, reported its first ever outbreak of highly pathogenic avian influenza in December 2024. The H7N6 virus, detected on a commercial poultry farm in Otago, sent shockwaves through the country. This marked a significant escalation in the global spread of avian influenza, which had been plaguing other parts of the world for months. The outbreak, centered on a flock of laying hens, resulted in a sharp rise in mortality rates, forcing authorities to take swift action. A staggering 80,000 birds were culled to contain the virus's spread, a stark reminder of the devastating impact such outbreaks can have on livestock. New Zealand's Ministry for Primary Industries acted decisively, implementing strict biosecurity protocols on the affected farm and surrounding areas. These measures included restricting the movement of poultry, feed and equipment to prevent further transmission. While the immediate risk to human health was deemed low, the outbreak served as a wake-up call, highlighting the vulnerability of even the most isolated island nations to this global threat. East Asia on high alert, a familiar foe returns. Across the East China Sea, a familiar foe re-emerged, casting a long shadow over the poultry industry in East Asia. Japan, no stranger to avian influenza outbreaks, found itself grappling with a resurgence of the virus in the fall of 2024. The H5N1 strain, notorious for its virulence in birds, ripped through poultry farms, affecting over 1.2 million birds in the initial outbreaks alone. As the virus spread, it triggered a wave of anxiety across the region. South Korea, which had enjoyed a period of respite from avian influenza, reported its first case in late October 2024, shattering its hard-won disease-free status. The virus quickly spread to multiple farms, forcing the government to impose a temporary nationwide standstill on poultry-related vehicle movements, a desperate attempt to halt the virus in its tracks. Meanwhile, in Taiwan, the detection of H5N1 in wild birds and domestic poultry in the south of the island set alarm bells ringing. The Agriculture Ministry urged heightened vigilance, recognizing the potential for the virus to spill over from wild bird populations into commercial poultry flocks. The situation in East Asia served as a stark reminder of the constant threat avian influenza poses to global food security and the need for constant vigilance and rapid response measures. The human cost, a looming threat. While the impact of avian influenza on poultry flocks was undeniable, it was the virus's potential to jump to humans that fueled the greatest concern. In a worrying development, the World Health Organization reported several confirmed cases of human infection with H9N2, a type of avian influenza, in China. 7 cases, all concentrated in the Western Pacific region, emerged in the provinces of Hunan, Hubei, Jiangxi, and Sichuan. Although these cases proved not to be fatal and the risk of human-to-human transmission remained low, the development sent ripples of unease through the global health community. The specter of previous avian influenza strains, such as H5N1 and H7N9, which had caused severe illness and death in humans, loomed large. Across the Pacific, the United States found itself grappling with an alarming surge in H5N1 bird flu cases, particularly in dairy cows. The virus's presence in raw milk amplified concerns, prompting the U.S. Department of Agriculture to issue a federal order mandating nationwide testing of the milk supply. This unprecedented move underscored the seriousness of the situation and the potential for avian influenza to disrupt essential food chains. Global response, a race against time. The global community watched with growing concern as avian influenza tightened its grip on various parts of the world. While the World Health Organization stopped short of declaring the outbreaks a global health emergency, the situation galvanized nations to bolster their defenses against the virus. The need for a coordinated global response was evident. Finland took the lead, becoming the first country to offer avian influenza vaccinations to individuals at high risk of exposure, including poultry farm workers. This proactive measure aimed to create a firewall against potential spillover from infected birds to humans. In the United States, the focus shifted to understanding the virus's behavior in dairy cows and ensuring the safety of the milk supply. The FDA, working in tandem with the USDA and CDC, launched an investigation into the H5N1 outbreak in dairy cattle. Research confirmed that pasteurization effectively neutralized the virus, allaying fears about the safety of commercially available milk. However, the discovery of H5N1 in raw milk prompted a strong advisory against its consumption, highlighting the importance of adhering to food safety guidelines. As the world grappled with the threat of avian influenza, one thing became clear: the fight against this virus was far from over. Vigilance, rapid response, and international collaboration remained paramount in preventing a global health crisis. The world held its breath, hoping that the lessons learned from these outbreaks would equip us to face future threats with greater resilience and preparedness.